Greetings. I just realized the other day that it's been probably 2 months since I've made a regular video on this channel, other than my 3 for free tarot readings that I've been offering each month. A lot of stuff going on here at the Crone House. Um, Most of you know that Beltane, the end of April and the beginning of May was my 50th wedding anniversary. So we had a bit of a do for that, for Beltane, a combination of Beltane and 50 years marriage. And then immediately the following week, my husband went in and had a total knee replacement surgery. And a lot of you knew about that. I showed you I was making poppets and things for that. And I want to tell you, those of you who've been asking, his surgery went really well. He had his very successful knee replacement. He's healing nicely, doing his physical therapy. And we're really happy about that. But I was very involved in May with, taking him to his appointments and just taking care of him. His mobility was very restricted for the first couple weeks, of course. And Memorial Day weekend, he had been doing really well, but Memorial Day weekend, he started to fail. His health started to decline. I don't want to give too many details, but it ended up, he was very frail and very weak and rather disoriented. And we ultimately ended up having him transported by ambulance to the hospital, where they did some tests and they found the source of his problem. And uh, and we're dealing with that. He had he's given me permission to say that he has been diagnosed with, he had apparently some kind of a malignancy, a malignant growth, that by the results of had been undetected, if it was very slow growing. And the results of the blood thinners that he took for his surgeries caused an ulcer to form at this site and bleed, and which caused his problem. He ended up having to have quite a few transfusions and to get him back, and he's doing, I want to say, doing really well now. He's doing much better. He's feeling much better, much improved. But we have a long road ahead because we don't know, of course, what his diagnosis is, what his treatment is going to be for this. We're not going to know for a while because we have appointments for the next month. Lots of appointments coming up that we're just going to deal with a day at a time. And we're optimistic. I'm optimistic. He's optimistic too. But it's worrying. Of course, it's very worrying. And the reason I'm telling you twofold. Number one, I know the power of healing energies, and I know the power of good intentions, and I know the power of prayer, and I know that all of you who are watching will, and who have been providing him energies to get through his surgery. I am asking that you continue that for him, because he needs every bit of it he can. I trust in that, and I know that that's going to make a big difference in his recovery, ultimate recovery from this. The second reason is, I am going to be very honest. We don't know what kind of expenses we're going to have with this. We also don't know. We do have insurance, of course, but we don't know what's going to be covered, what's not. But regardless of that, there's two of us in a very old house taking care of our house and our menagerie. And I know already we're going to have some expenses. And I'm not asking for your money. I don't need your money. I don't need your money. Please don't think I'm asking for that. But I do have some ways of generating a little bit of income that I have done in the past, and I will be happy to do that now. And one of those ways is through my website, The Bird and the Crone, or Bird and the Crone. which some of you have purchased me from in the past. And I've even had several inquiries recently from people who want to purchase some things from me. And I've been putting it off, and I've been putting you off, and I've been saying the website is so out of date, and I was having issues. I'm not a computer person. It's not easy for me to do these kind of things. And I'm a very busy person with my husband, of course, and with my family, and with my animals, my pets, my chickens, my garden. It's a very busy time of the year for us. And I've neglected it, I know, but I need to get back into some things. So I've spent the weekend. I spent the weekend upgrading some things last weekend. It'll be 2 weeks by the time you see this. Um, Trying to get my website at least up to date. The items in the shop in my cupboard that I sell, I've updated a little bit, and also, but most importantly for me, um, I have established going forward. I wanted to do some workshops this summer or this year, but I'm not sure about the workshops yet. But I am going ahead with my tarot classes, repeating my sessions, 2 sessions of tarot, um, which all that information is on my website, and how you can register and everything. It's all done through PayPal. But also, I have readings up to date. My readings that I offer for sale. These are not my free readings. I'm happy to do these free readings, but if you want a detailed reading or a specific reading for certain things, I do have readings available. And I wanted to go through a little bit with you the changes that I made on my website, because it has been pointed out to me many times that my website is difficult to use. I realize that it is difficult to use. And it's one of the difficulties is my channel here is Good Wife, and my website is Bird and the Crone. They were born at different times, but they're both me. And I'm going to make a few changes. One of the changes being I'm going to add something about the Crone House here on my channel so that we know that they're the same place, and provide the links regularly so people can get to my cupboard if they want. They can get to my, by readings or whatever. Um, Instagram, I'm on Instagram too as Bird in the Crown, but that's still me. It's confusing. I know it's confusing, but also my website is it's a little bit of a trip for a lot of people. Um, I'm not a serious web designer. I'm not in business. I don't have a business. These are just things that I offer. I offer my tarot readings, of course, and my tarot classes because I'm sharing my expertise that I think I have with you. Um, but the things, as far as the things that I sell, the things that are in my shop, I'm not in the business of selling. I do offer things that I use regularly. I will offer them from time to time in my shop. Because some of you go, well, I'd like one of those, but I don't know how to make it or whatever. I'm happy to sell it to you. If I have an extra one, I will do it for you. Or I have extra. So some of those changes I've made, some of the oils that I've made, I will offer to you. But I'm not in the business of making oil, and you're not going to find every one that there is. Um, it's just what I'm offering. So I'm going to just take a few minutes, if you will indulge me. Those of you who are interested in standing by and letting me just go through a little bit how to maneuver a little bit on my site, because it's a little bit maybe tricky for those who are interested. And again, I want to say that I appreciate all of your love and support. And if all you do for me right now is just to light some candles, offer some prayers, send out some healing energies, send out some intentions for my husband to get over this difficult time, that is all I'm asking of you right now. But for those of you who want to do a little bit more, who have ever thought, I might want to have a tarot reading, or I might want to take a tarot class, this would be a really, really good time for you to do that. I'm just being honest. It'd be a really good time for that to happen. Um, and I will do my very best to be 100% available to everybody. So I'm just gonna. I have my husband's tablet here. And I'm just gonna look on my website first of all, so that I can see. And I'm just gonna show you here. If you get, I guess I can't. There I can. Bird in the Crown. Can you see that? Yeah, Bird in the Crown. And there I am with Bird. And there's even a link on there. If you want to know about Bird, there's a little link to about Bird. But I have a menu at the top, I just want to say, and I have it divided up into different things, different categories. If you click on the menu, you will get my blog, home. There's a tab for home, where if you click on home, you will actually get to meet the bird, meet the crone, and meet the bird. It tells a little bit about me, and about Bird. um, you will get to my blog, and I have to say, my blog, I have not been updated at all for a long time. The reason being, a lot of my musings, that I call them, are now being turned into things from my book that I've been working on. So, but if you're interested in my writing style, that you can go to my blog tab and go under either the Wheel of the Year or um, the Wheel of the Year, or there it is, which has a list of some of my musings for the different times of the year. Or you can also go to just some musings from the crone, I call it. There's another tab there. And then but for your information, what you're most probably interested in, for most of you, if you go to Bird and the Crone, by the way, Bird and the Crone, the address is birdandthecrone.com, and I will link to that. But I have a tab there for tarot, and tarot has a tab if you would click on that. One is tarot readings, and I offer tarot readings, and I wanted to explain that a little bit to you because of the way I do it. If you click on that, it will explain it a little bit, but I want to say, because I have not done a reading in person for a while since of COVID, if you're local, I can arrange to do an in-person reading, but most everybody that I read for is on Zoom or on a YouTube video. And that's the way I'm offering it on my website here. But of course, if you want an in-person reading, you can just contact me and we can arrange that. But what I want to explain about these tarot readings are, they're divided, they're different, because whether you do it on Zoom or whether you do it on an unlisted private YouTube video, which is, I've done a lot of those in the past, those are two different ways of reading where you both get readings. But the Zoom reading, of course, is as close to being in the room with me as you can be. We're going to converse and talk, get to know each other, get to know you, get to talk a little bit about your problem or your issue that you're having, your question. So any Zoom reading that I give um, is the same price. They're all the same, and no matter what. And I have a couple different ones that I offer, two different 9 cards, and I one about there's a description there. You can read about them, and there's another one, Pause in the Wheel, and then reading about the elements. Um, Let me see, that are just okay for the Zoom only. There's two 9 card readings, a Pause in the Wheel, or reading the elements. Those are only offered on Zoom, those readings. If you want to buy a for a lot of the readings, then I have, if you will go on that page and look down below, scroll down the page, you will see that some are offered as your choice of either a live Zoom reading or a YouTube recorded reading. Okay, they're priced differently because the Zoom, again, is all the same price. But if I just do a recorded video for you where you cannot ask questions, etc., have interaction with me, it's cheaper. Those are cheaper. So that's a good price point for people that don't want to spend a lot of money. Because, I'm charging you for my time. It's just a matter of, it's a little more difficult to schedule. When I do it on YouTube too, I can do it in my time and then post it for you. But I have different ones at different price points. So you just read the description and they're available at your choice. And you can, excuse me, I have hiccups, and you can choose either one. Okay. And then I have some that are only offered as recorded YouTube videos. They're not Zoom. And there's just a couple of them. But the reason being, mostly because, well, for one, they're like my combo reading, a big Celtic Cross Lunar combo. That's so many cards involved. technically it's difficult to get it on the table to be live and talk. It's just logistically difficult to do it. There's so many cards involved to try to keep it to a good time. We're not going to be able to talk as much with interaction between us. So I have those just as recorded YouTube videos. Also, again, a Wheel of the Year reading, only recorded. And then there's a couple ones that are just very short readings that really aren't worth the Zoom. They're a little shorter. So they're just offered as recording. So if you're going to purchase a reading, I just would say to please read that page thoroughly. It will tell you how they're available. It will also tell you what information I need to know should you want a recorded YouTube video. And it's the same pretty much as I want when I do the 3 for free. So if you've been following that, you'll see what I want. Okay, so that's for the tarot reading. Now, if you go back and you just click on another tab under tarot, you will get to tarot classes. And tarot classes are what I'm offering right now. And I have set up classes to begin 2 sessions, the Tarot 1 and Tarot 2. You can take them independently. If you sign up for both at the same time, you will save money. But most people sign up for 1 and then go on to 2. But it's not necessary. But I really like you to do it because my teaching style is a little different than a lot. And I want to know that you have a good basic understanding of tarot before you go on to 2. So, but Tarot 1 is not so, it's not so elementary. I mean, even you don't have to have any background in tarot to take it. But we start reading from the first class. We don't, we don't dick around. That's not very nice, but that's what my husband would say. We don't dick around with, with you know, waiting. We're going to read from the very beginning. Of course, granted, we're going to get better at it and we're going to get a little more involved in our readings, but we're going to read energies from the very beginning. So you're not going to lose time by taking that if you know a little bit about tarot. Okay. And I have the information about the classes there. And these classes, of course, are at the moment, um, I think they're set for, I've been using in the past Tuesday evenings, I believe, my time, 4 to 6 Pacific time. So that's Eastern time, 7 to 10 or whatever. I'm going to maybe later when I have more time and see what my schedule is, I'm going to try to do, or maybe alternate. This time I'll do them then, and maybe when it gets to be maybe in the winter session, I will do include like some weekend days or something for them. But I'm trying to keep my weekends free for in case I want to put in some workshops. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing it that way. And when you buy the classes, you pay for the class. There is no once you are sent the syllabus, there's no refund from the class if you change your mind because you will have that syllabus, which is if you've taken my class before, it's a big deal. The syllabus is a pretty big deal. So but these classes are recorded only for people who sign up for the class. So I've even had people in the past who could not be live with us at all. One person, I think, the last time could not be live at all. She just watched them all as recorded classes. But she got the same information, same thing, and she was able to ask me questions when she wanted. But also, it's good they're recorded so you can go back and look in case you weren't sure of a certain point. But that link is given only to people who were in the class, nobody else. Okay, so that's the tarot classes. Okay, so then we will go on to go down back to my the menu again, and we will see the very last category is from my cupboard. And this is where we go. This is where people go crazy. Like, what is this? Because I have things categorized, and the names of the categories might be silly, but humor me. I'm an old woman, and I just have a sense of humor, and I like to say. But for the first time, I am offering my soaps. I have not offered my soaps before. One reason is a soap. First of all, I make all our own soap. I've made all our own soap for over 20 years. I've not bought a bar of soap in over 20 years. And I've sold a lot of it. I've given it as gifts. I mostly use it for gifts. It's simple. I make a cold processed soap. It's very simple. I use only natural ingredients. I don't add any artificial colors or any artificial fragrances. So you like a smelly kind of bed, like a Bath and Body Works kind of experience. You're not going to get that from me. I offer just a few bars. They're very simple. Um, and I tell you a little bit about the thing of it. The reason I haven't been offering much is because I let my soaps age a really long time before I even wrap them or we would offer them, because if a soap is not completely dried out, which they're dry enough, they're cured like in 4 to 6 weeks or something, they're totally cured, and they're good, safe to use. But the longer that they last, the longer you have them around, the harder they become, meaning less moisture, and they last longer, and they're just a more effective soap. So I try to they're pretty old. So I won't make a batch and then offer it right away. But I'm going to try to be a little more diligent about what I have on my stock. But if you come to the website and I don't have something, just I'll let you know. I will put it back. I might say it's out of stock right now, but it'll come back eventually. Okay. Incense blends, I've sold a lot of. I've always done incense blends. That's the next category. And incense blends, um, I used to sell individual Sabbath blends. I used to sell a lot of them. I am simplifying my life. My life is complicated enough right now. Simplifying my life. I still sell the Sabbath blends, but I sell them as a year package, 8 Sabbaths together. That's one thing that's different. I used to sell new moon and full moon as a blend. I now sell just full moon. I still sell the elementals. Incense powders are powders that I would use the same kind of thing that are included in my spell kits. A lot of my spell kits, you can buy the powder separately. And these are used either as incense, or you can use them to dress candles. You can put them in poppets. You can do a lot of things with them. But each one has an intention in it. Okay, and they're on here. I also have other things that I'm selling in this category would include, okay, well, on other pages here, by hand and spindle. What do I have on by there? Hand and spindle. This varies with what I have. I used to sell a lot of yoga socks. I only have a couple pair, and that's probably all the socks that we're going to have. They're washable. They're washable wool. Um, and they're one size fits most, and they're really lovely. If you do yoga, because people, especially California people, love them. It's a natural fiber, but if the floor is cold, they keep your foot warm, but they have the toe and the heel are open, so you can keep your grip on the floor or the mat or whatever you want. If it is a hot day, they will absorb, perspiration, so they keep your foot either warm or cool. That's the idea. And my tarot bags. Well, I don't have any here. But I've even showed you how I make them on here. My tarot bags, my crocheted tarot bags. They're 100% cotton, and of course, it's me working my way through some of my fiber stash. So it's just what I feel like making. You can't order them specially. It's just, you know, if you want a bag, they're wonderful because they're not lined. You can tuck things in. You can tuck um, the little white book if you want to inside, or you can put charms in there, or whatever you want to chart. They'll stretch a little bit, and it just is to fit an average deck. My decks are not all the same, but it might like my regular standard size deck, like about I guess it's a 3 by 5. Is that what it is? Um, yeah, about a 3 by 5. Um, but it's just approximately. But they're really nice. They're handy to have. Okay, so I have those up. I also have my tools and totems. That's the page that has my kits, which I've showed you in the past. I've showed you, well, first of all, my poppets are there. Also, my basic spell candle kits, which I've demonstrated. I have an extension for that, which has extra candles. I have also my special intention candle spell kits, which are actually spell kits, which include the candles that you need to create a spell, the charging oil, the powder, especially for the spell, those kind of things. I do everything, but I don't give you the words to speak. You need to speak your own intention, and I don't come and do the spell, and I won't do the spell for you. I do not sell spells, but I do have those things. So those things are on there, um, and some other things, and some of my oils like that I use just in my own recipe of some of the oils that I use, special oils, including my candle charging oil. You can buy that separately if you run out from a kit. You liked it. I'll sell you some more. Baubles and frippery. This is one that drives people nuts, but I think it's funny. I don't care. It's my bracelets. It's bracelets. And I used to sell, I sold a lot of made to order bracelets. I can't do that anymore. I just can't. For a couple reasons, but one of the reasons is the prices fluctuate so much on these stones that I have to, I buy the stones, I make the bracelets, and then I set the price, and that's the price. Um, I can't just say I'm going to make a bracelet if I don't have it, go get it. It's crazy what has happened to some of the prices of some of the stones. And I'm not, I don't, I have to make some money. I have to make some money off of it. I can't do it for free. But some things are limited in what I can get, and I'm not going to spend a lot of money on these things. But anyway, there's some, the bracelets that I have, mostly the ones that I wear. Most of these I wear. Okay. And then at the bottom of that, it's interesting. If you don't want to buy a bracelet, you might want to look at the bottom of that page. I talk about my favorite stones and some of the properties that are why I would wear. Why do I wear what I wear? Why? I don't know. So I just talk about some of the properties about the things, which is a little bit of interesting information, perhaps. Okay, and then my last category, of course, is through the garden gate, and that's where I anguished over this. I sell my sage, my California white sage bundles, but and then I pull them out. I stopped doing it because to be honest, I am trying to encourage people to use what is native to you when you're using something, making a smudge wand. I realize people love sage, but California white sage isn't the only sage that works as a cleansing. Any sage will work. People just for some reason fell in love with California white sage. I use it because I grow it. It's in my yard. It's here. That's what I have. But it doesn't have to be that. And also, I don't want to deplete my. I don't want to be in big business for doing sage, but I will. So from time to time, I will offer. Then I will take it away. But I offer all the little. I offer just little sage sticks, which are good for just a couple uses, one or two uses. Some of the big ones you have to keep relighting them, relighting them, and they get a little problematic after a while. But the one that I'm really excited about are my Sage Garden Bundles, which I even showed you how I was making those one time on this channel. That I wrap in the sage. I use sage usually, but I'll put some other things. What is in my garden at the time? And if you order one of those, I really actually go out into my garden and pick things fresh. Whatever flowers I have, whatever herbs I have, that's what goes into this bundle. And it's a beautiful little bundle, and it smells glorious the way it is. And I call that an intentional bundle because the intention is in there. And you can use that, and I just set those on my altar without burning them. And the intention is there, and they will keep that altar cleansed. When they're all dried up, everything's all dried up, and maybe it's not as wonderful, just, it doesn't have the same, um, it doesn't have the same allure that it had when it was fresh. Then, of course, you can burn it just like anything else. It's fine. But it's like, they're just lovely little things, and none of them are. You can't order that. It's just whatever I have. It's so you would just order a sage bundle, a sage garden bundle. Those are called garden bundles. And then of course daughter, which I have sold. What I've sold daughter, of course, depends on the year, what I have, my supply. Um, I did not collect daughter this year for obvious reasons. I have not been out collecting daughter, but I do still have some daughter left in my cupboard, so I have it if you need it. Only use it when you need it. It's very powerful. It's very powerful. Don't use it lightly. The only other thing I want to say about this, I don't want to make this a big, huge video about it's like an advertisement, but I want to say, you'll notice on my page, because I have to do this through PayPal and with these little buttons, buy now or whatever. Some of my buttons are buy now. Some of my buttons say add to cart. You can't put certain things in carts. Like you can't buy one of my spell kits, my big spell kit, which includes all this stuff in there, and put it in a cart because it fills a box a priority shipment. I do everything by priority mail, the boxes. It will fill a box. And I had no way to mark the price. So what I would do is, if you want to buy more, you purchase that and you pay shipping on that, and then you start another thing and you can make a cart. Because there are most things, if you put up to 6, the things that are add to cart are things that you could feasibly fit up to 6 in a box for that price shipping. Because I want to tell you, my neglect of adjusting my shipping, this is my naivete. I did not increase my shipping costs, and I have been eating shipping on stuff for years. I didn't raise my price of my shipping until I realized how much it was costing me to ship, and I thought, I got to stop that. Because I'm not trying to get rich off of this. I'm not building a business, but I'm not, I'm not your grandmother. I'm not going to just send you this stuff out of the kindness of my heart and eat the cost. So I'm trying to be really honest with you. And I know, I'm sorry if that's a little flip. I don't mean to be. But my costs had to go up. And so I have to reflect that I can't, what it cost me to do it. And, the materials that I have to ship, and trips that I have to make to the post office, etc. So so that's why you're going to see a little bit different. Some things you can add to a cart, some things you cannot. But that doesn't mean you can't buy it again. You can't go and buy and make another order. Okay. If something happened that you forgot to put something in that would have fit in the box, we can work something out. I can refund you some money on shipping or whatever. The other thing is, things like tarot reading or tarot classes. The way I was said it before, they were adding shipping on my classes or shipping on my tarot readings. There's no shipping. I'm not charging anybody shipping, but it was difficult to do. That's when I figured out this way of doing it, and it's working. There might be a better way, but I don't know a better way because like I said, I'm not smart, computer literate. I'm certainly not a web writer or whatever. I don't know how to do those things. I have to say before I end today, I feel a little bad that I'm coming on here and I'm making plugs for what I sell, what I have. I get a little irritated with some other people that I watch, other channels that seem to be all about being reimbursed for this and getting this and making money and selling ads and doing all these things, which I realize that's their business, but they're a little tricky. They don't admit it in the beginning. They don't admit it. They think they're just giving you this stuff out of kindness of their heart until you end up that it's really a profession for them. It's a full-time business. I'm not doing that. And I know there's going to be some people who don't like it when I come on here and talk about why am I charging for tarot. I don't charge for the tarot. I have taught you so much on this channel, so many videos I've taught for free, all kinds of things, about what I know about tarot, and giving you tips and giving, all for free. And I enjoy doing that. But I have to be real. I have to be realistic. I have to be realistic, and I have to generate the income when I can. So right now I have my website up and running, and if there's anything you want, I try to be as explicit as I can, explain things what they are, and be as honest and take pictures, and that's as good as I can do. That's as good as I can do right now. So if there's anything that you see that you might want, let me know. I'm also, well, that's it. Again, I appreciate and I apologize for not being here with more videos. I appreciate your patience, and I will try to keep you in the loop with what's going on, keep you up to date. I'm going to try to be a little more uh, visible, more visible, because I know when I see people that I watch go away, I really worry. And I know people have worried, sent me messages, and I really appreciate the messages that I get from people. I really do. That's so kind of you. I don't want anybody to worry. I don't want anybody to worry. Okay, so again, thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm Rebecca the Good Wife, and I wish you many, many blessings.